What's up, Bucs fans? Welcome back to another edition of Pirate Parlay here on the Sick Podcast Network. I'm your host, JC Allen. We'll be talking to a special guest today, recapping the Bucs' heartbreaking 27-20 loss against the Colts, the upcoming game against the Panthers, everything in between, and how the season's been progressing. Stay tuned to find out who it is. We'll be right back.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. Pirate Parlay.
Battle intercepted, picked off in the end zone. Bucs are going to beat the Chiefs. We're the champions of the world.
The sickest Tampa Bay Buccaneers podcast. It's going to be sick.
Welcome back to the Pirate Parlay Podcast. Your host, JC Allen, here on the Sick Podcast Network. We got a special guest, so let's not have him wait any further. And without further ado, let me bring in Buccaneers right tackle Luke Goedeke. Luke, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great, JC. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, I'm trying to, just grind on the grind. It's always a grind, for seasons, it's a long season, everything else to go with it. But let's just jump right into it. You make the transition back to right tackle from left guard back to your normal position. Everyone's asked you about how has it been, how's it gone. But when you look in the numbers, and again, Pro Football Focus isn't the end all be all, but where they have you rated as at the top 20 right tackle in the league, top 20 tackle alone, not just right tackles, but also 10th in pass protection. Are you surprised that you've been this dominant, this good? Moving back to your position?
I wouldn't say no. I would say no. I'm not really surprised. I mean, everything I do in life, I really take a lot of pride in. And I kind of like in college, like obviously college and NFL is really different, but just kind of getting back to the basics and fundamentals and everything, and like just trusting the coach's plan and really taking in the knowledge that they have and really honing in on my crafts is really obviously really allowed me to be have a successful season thus far.
When you hear that there's 64 tackles in the league, when you hear that you're a top 20 tackle, what does that do for your confidence?
I mean, yeah, it definitely boosts it. I mean, obviously I got goals. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to be a top 3 tackle when it's all said and done. So, I mean, job's not done, not even close. We're just getting started.
Love that mentality here. I kind of just want to talk about too the success you've had. You look at 4 sacks allowed, 4 hits allowed. 2 of those sacks, you could probably definitely, maybe on Baker not getting rid of the ball. I think that first one, week 1, he kind of ran into Danielle Hunter, who is a mammoth of a man. But just your ability to have a clean pocket, protect pocket, and make sure that you're giving Baker plenty of time to throw the ball. What do you attribute that success to this season?
I would just say really focusing in on my fundamentals and everything that our coaches instill in us, and then as well as the game plan and everything, and then really coming to work every day trying to get better, and then also on top of that, just me and Tristan always talking, bouncing ideas off of each other, whether it's before the game or sometimes even in the game and everything. Just kind of seeing what each of us is seeing and everything.
And talk about, you're talking about working on technique and everything, how your technique has developed. You look at earlier in the year, compared to now, trying not condense that pocket. Whereas earlier in the season, that was kind of and now you see it's kind of then a flip 180 on there.
Yeah, just really being able to sustain against power rushes a lot better and everything. Just really working my outside hand a lot better with my target and everything, and just really focusing on the fine details. I mean, yeah, there's times like where my hand has gotten high and stuff or outside, but just being able to land that outside punch a lot better and sustain with the inside hand as well has just been huge, especially watching film from this last game. I think I really starting to hone in a little bit, definitely in the pass protection side.
Yeah, you look at it, you're not going to have a clean rep every rep. That goes for any position on the field. Yeah, these guys are being paid millions of dollars across from you to beat you, or to whatever their job description is. But you look at it and you kind of just mentioned it. Speed rushers. It seems like you use that length, that agility, that quickness you have to get right up in there and shut them down. But the power rushers have kind of been, I don't want to say your weakness because you've done a great job against them as well, but it seems like you've struggled more with the power rushes than you have with the speed rushes this season.
Yeah. I would agree. I would just say it's just something I just got to keep drilling and practice and everything. And a lot of it comes down to knowing your opponent as well and just trusting your eyes. I would say the biggest thing for me is really just trusting my eyes on what I see and not really and really honing in on a target and not really seeing too much of the picture, because a lot of times if your eyes get busy, you're gonna miss with your hands and everything.
Right. You talk about looking at the film after this past game, guys like DeForest Buckner, Samson Ebukam, Kwity Paye. What kind of problems did they present to you that in game, and then kind of looking back at it where you're like, okay, I can utilize this, going forward, where you picked up where maybe there wasn't your best or wasn't your best rep.
Yeah, I would say Buckner, obviously he's a being, so he's just gonna try and get push on the pocket and then try and get his hands up. I think he had a few bad passes, and as tackle we have to sustain that width of the pocket, otherwise it pushes Baker forward up into that. So that's definitely one thing I noticed. And then with Pay, just he has a whole toolbox of moves. He has speed to power. He works hands good. He has great get off and everything. And yeah, there was a few times where he did catch me. I was able to sustain, but it just wasn't as clean as I would have liked. Could have stopped him like a yard sooner or something. But other than that, I think for the most part, did a pretty decent job. Just would really like to get a little bit better pad level in the pass game as well. Just especially when we get in these in 2-minute situations or a lot of situations where it's pass after pass after pass. Really notice myself kind of raising up a little bit. And that makes it a lot more difficult, obviously, to stop power because they have the leverage under you and everything.
Right. Yeah. You kind of look at, where you've, struggled. Part of what's made you so successful this season, though, is your recovery time. That's been a really key, I think, just watching the tape and watching you. If you do get beat by a move, just talk about your ability to recover and kind of, reset yourself to limit that pass rush from getting home.
Yeah. Like if they get one hand, you just got to come with the next. You're gonna a lot of times they're gonna beat the first move. It's the second move that's crucial that you got to win on.
Right.
So have that quick feet, that athleticism, and everything. It's huge. Just change the direction. Like people say, that's an offensive lineman's worst friend is change of direction. And yeah, I'd agree. You have to have quick feet and everything, and be able with quickness. You have to be able to be powerful too, so to sustain those power rushes. So I'd say it's just kind of mixing both of them and having best of both worlds type deal.
You look at the offensive line and the run game, it's kind of struggled throughout the season. But this last week, Rachaad White goes over 100 yards for the first time this season. Just talk about what it was, because the Colts were giving up quite a few yards on the ground, but they've still got players at every level that are dynamic players, especially up front with like the likes of Buckner and Paye and these guys. But talk about the running game finally getting going to the tune of 100 yards behind Rachaad White, and what you guys think. That was there something that you guys found? Was it a recipe? Or was it just what led to that production?
I would say at the end of the day, it just really came down to like getting some of those chunk runs and everything. A lot of weeks, yeah, we'll bust out like 4, 5, 6, 7 yard runs, but then you mix in a 2-yard run here and there, a 0-yard run and everything, and that just negates any of that yards per attempt you have. So those big chunk runs definitely helped and everything. And then as well as just, at this point in the season, I feel like our communication is key. Just like the starting five kind of understands, all right, if he takes a step here, he's going to be here, that type of deal, and just kind of piecing it all together and everything. Looking back at the film, there was some massive holes for Rachaad to run through, and he did a phenomenal job doing so.
All right. You look at what Rashaad's been able to do this season when running wide right over your shoulder. He's averaging 6.4 yards per carry, 7 of 16 first downs he's gained, and 5 of the 13 rushing yards that have gone over for 10 yards has been behind you. Why has it been so successful running on your side?
I don't know. Scheme. I take a lot of pride in the run game. that's like kind of where I really like to set the tone and everything. I mean, really getting to fire off the ball and really getting to bury guys and everything. That's right up my alley. So I take a lot of pride in that each and every week. And just from watching tape from each week, just seeing one thing I can get better on in the run game and as well as the pass game. And I really kind of take that into going into each week and everything. So the run game, I definitely really pride myself on and just want to continue to keep improving there.
He's only averaging 2.7 on Tristan's side, so you can kind of jab him, give him a little, get your run block up, Tristan.
I don't think that has anything to do with Tristan. I don't know.
I know.
That's above my pay grade.
Right. But you look at these recent games. There's been more success in this like hybrid run game, where you guys are getting to use your athleticism, getting to the edges more. How do you feel about that type of what you guys been doing there? I can see the smile already. And do you want to see it utilized more? We heard Tristan talk about again before, like the San Francisco game, about how they use Trent Williams, and it's kind of what they've used you guys as. Talk about that. Talk about the success you've had, and I know I can tell by the smile you want to do it more.
yeah, that's my absolute favorite. Whether it's pulling for a linebacker or pulling for a DB or safety to the outside, I love doing that. I love being in space, just getting to be free, full speed, and running over someone. I mean, that a lot of times that's where a lot of your big plays happen down the sidelines as well. So having those opportunities and everything, Dave, I feel like he does a great job working them in and everything. And, I mean, whenever we get him called, I really try and take advantage of him to the most of my ability.
Now, going into a lot of people just think, okay, you guys practice, you show up, you play the game on Sunday, but there's so much more that goes into it. Take me through like what a normal work week looks for you. I know you guys have Tuesdays off, so you're back in the building tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Walk through on Saturday before the game. Talk me through like the normal game week preparation for you, and what each day kind of takes you through.
Yeah, so like Tuesday, usually I'll go in and get some sort of treatment just to stay on top of stuff, take care of stuff that I'm dealing with, this and that. I'll do the sauna, into the cold tub, and then that'll just kind of be my Tuesday routine, just because like obviously it's our one-off day of the week. So
lifting maybe.
What's that?
Lifting maybe.
No workout. No, gotta keep the body somewhat fresh, otherwise it create too much. But no, just a little relaxed time then on Tuesday afternoon, and then going into Wednesday, come in, and obviously we have our normal meetings in practice or in the walkthrough, in a practice. Then after that, we'll have a workout, into more meetings. Then I'll go home and I'll watch like a lot of pass rush stuff, see what the DNs are working in third down and stuff. And then on Thursday, same kind of ordeal. We come in, more meetings, walk through practice, then more meetings, and then go home. And then usually I'll watch like more full game stuff, like just first, second, third down, just the full way through. Just kind of see their tendencies, how they play this, how they play that. And then Friday, that's kind of we call it Fast Friday, just a quicker up-tempo day. We come in, meet. We have a fast practice, really kind of get our legs back and everything. And then we're off the rest of the day. And then usually like I'll watch a few things here and there, but usually by that point it's kind of everything's all set in stone, like understand the game plan, understand who I'm facing and everything. And then usually at night I'll either get dinner or something or just kind of hang out. And then like you said, Saturday we have our walk. We come in, we meet, we watch our Friday practice, and then we have our walkthrough. And then if we're home, we don't have meetings till later on. We'll come back to the facility. But if we're away, then we'll fly and then have meetings later that night, and then just kind of into Sunday.
And then into Sunday. So like part of the process, obviously you're watching film all week. You're trying to figure out what moves, what they do, how they like to set this up, how they set that up. Talk to me about the process in game, when you're going up against these rushers, these defensive tackles, defensive ends, outside linebackers, how you kind of figure out when you figure out, okay, this is what they're trying to do to me. And when you're able to kind of like, okay, I got this.
Yeah, I mean, that just comes a lot from like preparation within the week and just trusting what you're seeing, their tendencies and everything, and just understanding the situation. Like, all right, if it's third and long, like what are you expecting rush wise? But with that, I mean, you can anticipate a little bit, but at the end of the day, you can't just guess and be like, oh, they're gonna hit me with that move, and then they hit you with something completely different and fall in your face. So it's just kind of there's a little gray area. Like it's just going out there and playing, and then as well as taking what you learned on film as well, and just trying to be as dominant as possible.
Right, because guessing leads to mistakes, mistakes
Yep.
lead to penalties, and just kind of you look at this team, and that's been kind of the theme over the last some odd weeks is mental mistakes, penalties, played the offense. You're at the goal line, false start backs you up 5 yards. Now you're at the 6 yard line. It's a different story. What are you guys doing in practice to kind of avoid those, and then just kind of the mentality from bouncing back from negative play.
Yeah, I mean, just in practice, I mean, just holding everyone accountable. I mean, that false start on the 1 yard line or whatever. If you go back and watch it, I don't understand the call whatsoever. I don't think anyone does. But
There was a holding call that was dog water too.
yeah, that's besides the fact. I mean, can't speak on that. But
Yeah, I know.
just really holding each other accountable in practice and everything. And I mean, everyone's human at the end of the day. We're gonna make mistakes and everything. So it's just like you just really have to have a short memory. I mean, yeah, you get a penalty, but you can't just dwell on it. It doesn't do any good to get mad at that one guy because he got a penalty.
Right.
Either it just steamrolls or just nothing good becomes of it. So just kind of having that short memory and just being confident and positive, like, hey, like we got this. Like, yeah, we're a little bit behind the sticks, but doesn't mean it's end all be all. So just kind of bouncing back that way and just knowing each of us has each other's backs out there.
A couple more, we'll get you out of here. Just want to ask you about, we talked earlier in the season through training camp, through practice, and you talked about how excited you were about this offense with Dave Canales and what he was installing here. Talked to Dave a couple weeks ago. He said, this is an offense that, it doesn't come overnight. It takes a while to get the scheme, especially the running game going, learning the scheme and system, the same thing in Seattle. What can you say about where you guys are now as far as the grasp of the system, where Dave is now as a play caller from where he was prior in the beginning of the season, and where you feel like this offense can go?
Yeah, I mean the offense, I feel like we're definitely getting a better grasp of it just overall. I mean, I'd say I mean it's night and day from beginning of the season and everything. Just like how we're understanding the offense and everything. I mean, yeah, there's definitely more stuff to learn and everything, but I think we're kind of along the right track and everything. As far as Dave as a play caller and everything, I mean, he has some phenomenal plays. Just completely offensive minded coach. Just incredible, kind of what he comes up with. Different looks and everything. Throw off defenses, whether run or pass. Hats off to that guy. I mean, we love playing for the guy. Incredible offense coordinator. Would go to war any day with the guy. And then what was the last one?
Where do you think the offense is headed?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think we're headed in the right direction. I mean, I really think we're gonna continue to improve on the run game. Pass game's gonna start clicking again and everything, and we're just gonna continue rolling on and everything.
I got two more, and then we'll do a quick rapid fire, and I'll get you out of here.
All right.
As far as there's some news that broke earlier this season that Luke Goedeke will be attending the Buccaneers cruise. Are you excited about that? I know Tristan's on there. You probably talked a good deal about it.
Yeah.
Have you been on a cruise before? What's the
No, I haven't been on a cruise before. I've been on like a car ferry before, but I wouldn't count that as a cruise. But no, I'm very excited. I mean, just to be around Bucs fans and everything. I mean, that's huge. Just be able to interact with them, and that as well as get to be going on a cruise and everything. But can really just enjoy myself and enjoy the fans and everything. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to be on there too. So I'm stoked to be on there with you guys, hanging out, covering it for Sports Illustrated over here. Another one. Have you been keeping up with wrestling at all? I know we talked earlier in the off season, but
I have not. I've been deep dive in football.
all right. Yeah, off season comes around. Maybe get back into it. So I'm going to fire some this or that and some favorite questions here. Then we'll get you out of here. First one is Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Any games you're playing right now?
The last system I had was a PS3, and I played Black Ops 1. So I did enjoy playing that with my brother growing up.
Beach or the mountains?
Ooh.
I know you're a
I'd
fisherman.
have to go with beach.
Okay, I knew you're a fisherman, so I figured get that
Yeah,
saltwater.
don't get me wrong. The mountains are gorgeous, but I gotta go with beach.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel, hands down.
Who's your favorite hero?
Ooh. I'd say probably Incredible Hulk.
Hulk is a popular one. You guys, you know why? Because you guys are all jacked. That's why.
Yeah,
You guys can relate.
I had the Hulk smash gloves growing up, so yeah, he's definitely
That's awesome. City or country?
country. I don't mind the city, but I like it more laid back.
Right. Car or truck?
I do drive a car, but I gotta say a truck.
What are you whipping? Anything good?
No, Ford Fusion. She's
There
old.
you go. Hey, economic.
Would
you rather a movie or TV series?
movie. I'm a big movie guy.
What have you watched recently? Anything good?
Recently,
I just went and saw Trolls with my kids and then Marvel, so both of those are pretty good.
Trolls. What Marvel did you see?
The Marvels, it's like the new one, Captain Marvel movie.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Was that any good?
It was pretty good. Like the end credit scenes in the end season was the best, but like
Really?
they're setting some cool shit up for the future.
A good movie I just watched. Let me think here. Oh, Interstellar. I'd never seen that before.
That's a phenomenal movie. You got to watch it for the first time?
Yeah, that was an incredible movie.
That's awesome. That's like watching it for the first time now is like awesome. It's like Tristan Wirfs watching Game of Thrones for the first time last year. I had to binge watch it with him so I could just like be there for the moment.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
You've seen Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Hainsey's got a video of Tristan watching the Red Wedding on the airplane back from one of the games for the first time. You got to have to get him to show you to it. It's hilarious. He's like,
yeah, that's it.
What?
Yeah, I'll have to ask him about it.
It's pretty good. All right, we'll jump into favorites. We'll get you out of here. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Ooh, Dumb and Dumber.
Great movie. Great movie.
Classic.
Absolutely. So you're telling me there's a chance. Favorite sports team growing up?
Favorite sports team growing up? Wisconsin Badgers.
Okay. Place you visited?
I would say either New York or Alaska. They're kind of both far ends of the spectrum, but I enjoyed both of them a lot.
Alaska's on my bucket list. You do the salmon run up there?
No, but we went halibut fishing and stuff, so we ran out.
Nice.
I can't even remember how many miles.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know you're a huge fisherman. I know that's a big thing. I said I think I messaged you in the offseason. You need to start a podcast with Tristan, lifting weights and catching bait or something like that.
I remember that.
It'll be hilarious, the two of you. Favorite food?
Gotta go with steak.
Steak's perfect.
Big meat and potatoes kind of guy.
You got to get those those protein and carbs in for the weightlifting. Favorite cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or I don't mind a nice Honey Nut Cheerios too.
Yeah, that's like those are my like three: Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, Reese's Puffs, and Honey Nut Cheerios. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, I used to like Fruity Pebbles a lot, but not so much anymore.
It just hits the spot sometimes. Favorite game you've ever watched?
Favorite game I've ever watched? Ooh. That's a tough one. I can't remember what year it was, but Wisconsin played Minnesota at Minnesota, and they blocked a punt at like the last second for like the game winner or something. It was just a wild transition of events. And I don't know why, for some reason, that one just sticks out in my head.
That's a good one. I was on here with Dave, and one of my favorite games I ever watched was the Pats Seahawks Super Bowl.
With the interception?
Yeah, I had to make him relive that one.
There too.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Probably either Yellowstone or The Office.
Both of them are on like top for me. I can't wait for the new season of Yellowstone to come out.
Yeah.
It's a damn writer's strike. Slowed it down. Favorite sports memory?
Favorite sports memory? I mean, I'd say just getting drafted in general.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that was a dream come true of mine. I mean, childhood dream, so I'd have to go with that.
That's awesome. Did you watch those spinoffs of Yellowstone yet?
I have not.
Oh, bro, got to get on it. They're really good. Like 1883 might be better than Yellowstone. Like it was that good.
Really?
Yeah, definitely check those out. They're on Paramount. Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Ooh, probably cake. I like a good cake.
Nice. So cake is always good.
One of the two.
Chocolate cake?
No, I'm vanilla. I can't do that much chocolate.
Okay. Favorite season?
Favorite season? Are we talking in Florida or where are we talking? Because that changes things.
I guess, all right. It's different. You know, Dave Canales was like, I think 2013 was probably my. I'm like, no, like season of the year, man. Like,
I'd say Florida season, probably winter.
Yeah. It's the best.
Fall to winter.
It's the best. It's already set in. It's been like 70 degrees all week. It's been perfect.
Oh, yeah. It's been lovely.
Favorite player growing up?
Tom Brady.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And the favorite game you've ever played in?
Favorite game I've played in? Probably a MAC championship game in college at Ford Field. I mean, unfortunately we lost, but it was just pretty surreal to play there and everything.
That's awesome. Well, Luke, thank you so much for your time, man. That was awesome. It was great to get to know you more, learn, just talk about your, I guess your arc from last year to this year and how well you've been doing. It's been great to see you. I'm always rooting for you in your corner. Keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing out there. And I know you guys have a tough stretch of games coming up here, and obviously good luck, and I'll see you around the locker room.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys very much.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Take care.
There you guys have it. Another interview done, out of the way here over at Pirate Parlay on the Sick Podcast Network. A lot of good stuff from Luke talking about, the transition from, we've heard over and over about the transition, but actually, the mentality and, where he's at in the league compared to where he started. And just a lot of good stuff from there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back with another edition of Pirate Parlay later in the week, previewing this upcoming battle against the Carolina Panthers, who just made a coaching change. I got an interim coach. Didn't spell good for the Bucs last year when they had Steve Wilkes in the building. The Bucs now have 4 divisional games left. They need to win all of those out of the 6 games they have remaining. It's going to be tough. The way they played, they've got to sharpen things up, and I'm sure that's on the forefront of all their minds going into this week. So we will talk to you guys later in the week. Until then, have a great time. Great night. Thanks for tuning in. See you later. Peace.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Pirate Parlay on YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.